the vision is yet for an appointed time. But at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry.
Would you let someone implant a microchip into your hand if you would receive $2,000 a month in return for getting it put in your hand? You heard me right. We'll give you universal basic income, basically, 2,000 euros, $2,000 a month, if you allow us to put a microchip in your hand.
I think ultimately we will have to have some kind of universal basic income. I don't think we're going to have a choice.
Universal basic income.
Universal basic income. I think it's going to be necessary.
So it means that unemployed people will be paid across the globe.
Yeah.
Because there is no job, machine, robot is taking over.
That's simply and I want to be clear that these are not things that I think that I wish would happen. These are simply things that I think probably will happen. And if my assessment is correct and they probably will happen, then we need to say, what are we going to do about it? And I think some kind of a universal basic income is going to be necessary.
Artificial intelligence, why? Because
Well, it's the amount of jobs it's going to take away and so on.
And that's coming. You think that's going to happen?
There's no question it will. So we've got to come up with ways of, creating new jobs.
Right.
But I think a basic minimum earnings for everybody, so that there's nobody that is having to sleep on the street.
So guaranteed basic income or universal basic income. You like
100% think that's really important.
Well, there are people in this country who call that a nanny state,
Some people will call it that, but I think that it will come about one day, and I think
out of necessity.
Out of necessity.
Why suddenly are all the billionaires saying, let's have universal basic income? Because the story is going to be, now we've created this vast unemployment and disruption and crises. Well, we need universal basic income. You will get 2,000 euros into your account every month. But of course, to run this efficiently, we need to use the latest technology. So, you need the CBDC chip implant.
You won't be able to live without it. All your money is going to be in that chip. It's going to be a cashless society.
I'm going to make it easier for you, but I'm going to need certain requirements of you. I'm going to need you to have a digital ID. That digital ID will be attached to a social credit score. And we're going to give you universal basic income. You no longer have to worry about food or shelter. You'll be taken care of, and now you can pursue your dreams.
They're going to go to implanted RFID displays. that. It's coming.
It's going to happen.
That's the next move, is your wallets in your body.
This is the mark of the beast.
Well, the WEF will be offering in the future universal basic income for its citizens in a digital form called central bank digital currency, which is basically nothing more than a surveillance tool. The kicker is they're going to be monitoring your individual carbon footprint in terms of what you eat, what you buy. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to play this gentleman's comments exactly what they're going to be doing in the future.
We're developing, through technology, an ability for consumers to measure their own carbon footprint. What does that mean? That's where are they traveling? How are they traveling? What are they eating? What are they consuming on the platform? So, individual carbon footprint tracker. Stay tuned. We don't have it operational yet, but this is something that we're working on.
What to do about mass unemployment? This is going to be a massive social challenge. And I think ultimately we will have to have some kind of universal basic income. I don't think we're going to have a choice. There will be fewer and fewer jobs that a robot cannot do better.
Okay, so a lot there, Seth. But Elon Musk is talking about replacing workers with robots. Bill Gates is now talking during interviews of Seth. I'm sure you've seen them or maybe you've even covered them. Bill Gates is now talking about replacing most human workers with robots. So what am I saying? What's going on here? What's going to happen is manufacturing is going to come back to these United States. That is not a prophecy, nor is it a guess. That is not speculation. It is going to happen. Manufacturing will come back to the United States. So the verb, the action of manufacturing will come back to these United States, but the actions, the verb of manufacturing will be done by humanoid robots. And that's not me saying that. That's Howard Lutnick saying that. So folks, the era of universal basic income and the era of humanoid robots doing most jobs is upon us.
The conclusion is interesting. You come to the conclusion we need a basic income. And of course, I sympathize with this idea, which is an old idea, a century old. But why has it been favored since, well, the last, 10 years by all the billionaires, the Davos billionaire class? Why are they favoring it? Well, because they want to roll out centralization, digital ID, and digital money and CBDCs. And if you link that, it becomes a very totalitarian system. So you have to ensure that we don't have so much centralization.
Okay.
And the basic income is going to be the bribe to accept the microchip implant, I fear.